You don't talk about it. You don't post it. You don't tell your friends. But it's there. The habit you promised yourself you'd quit. The thing you run to when you're tired, lonely, stressed, bored. The thing that gives you comfort for a moment and steals your strength in silence. Addiction doesn't always look like chaos. Sometimes it looks like routine. Sometimes it looks like, I'll stop tomorrow. Sometimes it looks like a man who's functioning, but not free. And if you're watching this, it's not because you're weak. It's because part of you is still fighting, and you are to win the war. See, addiction isn't just about substances or habits. It's about escape. Men are taught to suppress pain, not process it. So we numb it. With porn, with alcohol, with gambling, with social media, with food, with meaningless distractions. Addiction is what happens when discipline leaves and purpose goes missing. Listen clearly. You don't wake up addicted. You become addicted, slowly. One habit turns into a crutch. One escape becomes a routine. And before you realize it, something you thought you controlled is now controlling you. But here is the turning. Every man who beats addiction has one thing in common. He gets honest. Not with the world, with himself. No more, I deserve this. It's not that bad. I'll quit when life gets easier. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. Today I'm sharing with you the 7 pillars to overcoming addiction as a man. 1. Understand the real enemy. Your addiction is not the substance, not the screen, not the habit. The real enemy is avoidance. You use addiction to escape discomfort, loneliness, pressure, fear of failure, fear of becoming who you could be. Until you learn to sit with discomfort, you'll keep running back to the same escape. A man who cannot endure discomfort will always be owned by something. 2. Identity before habit. You don't quit addiction by fighting urges all day. You quit when you decide who you are. If you still see yourself as a man trying to quit, you've already left the door open. Identity comes first. Habits follow. When temptation shows up, it shouldn't feel like a debate. It should feel like something that no longer belongs to you. You don't negotiate with addiction. You outgrow it. Say it clearly. I'm not that man anymore. Not tomorrow. Not after one more failure. Now. 3. Replace. Don't just remove. Addiction thrives in empty space. When you remove a habit without replacing it, you create a vacuum, and addiction rushes back in. That's why men relapse at night, in silence, with nothing to do. Replace weakness with pressure. Training that exhausts you. Reading that sharpens you. Building something that demands focus. Creating instead of consuming. Idle hands aren't just unproductive, they're vulnerable. A man with purpose doesn't have time to self-destruct. 4. Structure your days. Addiction loves chaos. Late nights, random mornings, no plan, no order. Structure suffocates addiction. Wake up at the same time, even when you don't feel like it. Move your body early. Attack your work with intensity. Sleep on schedule. Discipline removes decision-making, and when decisions disappear, temptation weakens. You don't need motivation, you need systems. A structured life leaves addiction with nowhere to hide. 5. Suffer on purpose. Most men don't relapse because they want pleasure. They relapse because they can't handle discomfort. So train discomfort deliberately. Cold showers, hard workouts, silence without distraction, lonely walks, uncomfortable conversations. Teach your nervous system that discomfort won't kill you, because addiction is just a shortcut away from pain. If you learn to suffer with control, you stop needing escape. Freedom isn't comfort. Freedom is endurance. 6. Stop fighting alone. Isolation is addiction's strongest weapon. A man alone in his struggle starts believing his own lies.
No one would understand. I'll fix this myself. It's not that bad. That's how addiction survives. This doesn't mean public confession. It means accountability. One man who knows your struggle. One man who can call you out. One man you refuse to lie to. Strength doesn't mean silence. Strength means refusing to fight blind. Addiction weakens in the presence of truth. 7. Relapse is not failure. Quitting is. Understand this clearly. Relapse does not mean you failed. It means you're human and you're in a fight. Failure is not falling. Failure is deciding not to get back up. Every man who has ever mastered himself stumbled on the way there. The difference? They didn't let one bad day turn into a bad life. A relapse is feedback, not a verdict. It shows you where you're still weak. It exposes triggers you ignored. It reminds you that discipline must be daily, not occasional. Here is the catch. No one is coming to save you. And that's not a curse, it's a privilege. Because the moment you take full responsibility, you take full control. You don't need more motivation, you need a decision. The addiction isn't stronger than you, it just outlasted your discipline. But today, that ends. You are not your urges, you are not your past, you are not your weakest moments. You are a man rebuilding himself, one day at a time, one choice at a time, one battle at a time.
If you're serious about overcoming this, prove it. Like the video, not for me, but as a commitment to yourself. Subscribe because this fight isn't a one-day thing. And comment, I choose discipline, so you stop lying to yourself. No motivation, no excuses, just action.